Hello and welcome to today's 10-minute stretch for those who sit at a desk all day or maybe work at a computer and are looking for a good all-around body stretch. Start seated on the floor. It's okay if you don't have a yoga mat. Just start sitting on the heels, or if it's more comfortable, you can sit cross-legged. Sitting as tall and straight as you can, inhale as you take your gaze to the ceiling, keeping your shoulders down away from your ears. And then as you exhale, take chin to your chest. Make sure you're only moving from the neck and keeping the rest of your body as still as we can. Inhale to look back to the ceiling. And exhale as you take your chin back down to your chest. You can take this a few times, going at your own pace and following your own breath rhythm, moving as slowly as you would like. Next, take your right ear towards your right shoulder, keeping your face towards the front, and then do the same thing, left ear to left shoulder, going back and forth, right to left, slowly and with control, keeping the rest of your body as still as you can, keeping the shoulders rolled backwards and down away from the ears, just moving from the neck. When you're ready, start to take some circles with the neck, hitting all four sides, front, back, side to side, a few times each direction, taking that as slowly as you need, and again trying to keep the rest of your body still. Coming back to a neutral position with the head, exhale as you curve out the spine and take your gaze to your belly button, feeling the shoulder blades spread apart. And inhale as you bring the chest forward, feeling like you could pinch something between your shoulder blades, taking the gaze to the sky. Go between these two positions. We call them cow back and cat back. Inhaling as you bring the chest forward and exhaling as you take the gaze to the belly button. Take this a few times at your own pace, feeling the spine flex and extend. Sitting tall once again, take your hands behind your low back and interlace the fingers into a fist, pressing the palms together. See if you can push the fist down until your arms are straight. If this is feeling intense on the front of the shoulders, stay right here. If you want to increase the stretch, start to lift that fist up towards the sky, separating it from your low back, keeping the back nice and straight and the gaze high, lifting the fist towards the ceiling, and feeling that stretch on the front of the shoulder and the chest. If you want to take it one step further, fold forward with the torso until your head meets the mat and continue to press that fist up towards the ceiling, keeping the arms straight and the palms pressed together. Whether you're folded forward or sitting up tall, release the hands and arms and come into a wide-legged child's pose. So our knees are about as wide as our mat, big toes are touching, and the bum resting on the heels. Walk the hands forward and sink the chest low towards the floor. If the mat feels too far away for your head, you can use a pillow or block underneath the forehead or the chest so that you can relax fully in this pose, keeping the bum and heels connected. Slowly walk your hands over to the right and hug your torso towards your right thigh, keeping the chest sinking towards the floor, but walking the hands over enough so you can feel a side body stretch along the entire left side of your torso and your arm, all the way from your hip up to your hand. Walk the hands back through the center of your mat and take it over to the left, this time feeling that stretch along the right side body. come back to center, sinking the chest low one more time. And then bring the weight forward onto your hands, rising up onto hands and knees into a tabletop position. Make sure your shoulders are stacked over your wrists and your hips are over your knees. Inhale as you drop the belly low, take the tailbone high and your gaze up to the ceiling for your cow pose. And exhale as you push the mat away, take the gaze to the belly button and curving out the spine for cat pose. You can take this as deeply or as gentle as you need, but often it feels really good to take a large range of motion here, pushing the mat away as you spread the shoulder blades on your exhale, and inhaling the chest pulling forward, dropping the belly low as you inhale. Take this with your own breath at your own pace. Gently lower yourself down until your belly is resting on the floor. And we're going to take a Sphinx pose where our elbows are right underneath our shoulders, our forearms are parallel. Place your palms on the floor and then imagine that you're going to use them as suction cups to pull your chest forward in between your shoulder blades in this little mini back bend. Place your left palm on the floor right in the middle in front of you, bend the right knee and use the right hand to reach for the right foot. Pull your heel towards your glute on the right side as we stretch the quad and also feel an opening and stretching in the front of that hip. A lot of times as we sit for hours a day, our hip flexors get really tight, and this is a nice stretch for those. When you're ready, gently release the right foot. And then let's take the same thing on the left side, left hand reaching for left foot, and pulling that with your hand or even the crook of your elbow towards your glute. Remember, as you're holding any of these static stretches, that we want to keep our breathing nice and even. Never hold your breath while you're stretching. Carefully release your left foot back down to the floor. Place your hands underneath your shoulders and push yourself up via your knees, tuck your toes, and take the tailbone high into a downward facing dog. To set up our alignment here, we want to make sure our hands are about as wide as our shoulders and our feet are about as wide as our hips. You can take a pedal out with the feet or keep the knees bent. Alternate bending and straightening each leg, so pushing one heel towards the floor and then alternating to the other heel. Try to keep your gaze down at your feet or even at your knees or inner thighs. And take this as many times as you would like before settling into your downward facing dog. Again, you can keep a bend in both of your knees in order to keep the spine nice and long. We want to strive for the length from our tailbone down to our wrists in that nice long line, and if that means we need to bend our knees, then that's perfectly fine. You might also find that your heels are lifted from the floor, and that's okay too, but we do want to make sure you can feel a sensation and stretching in the hamstrings as well. Let your knees come to meet the floor and sit the bum back on the heels. Take a big inhale as you lift both hands up to the sky, straight arms, and as you exhale, you're going to bend your elbows and spread the palms out wide like you're trying to touch your elbows behind your low back, and let the hands meet the floor. Inhale as you bring the arms back up. Exhale, cactus out the arms to the sides, really stretching the front of the chest. One more time, big inhale as you scoop the arms up towards the sky, and exhale as you spread the arms out wide, opening the front body. finish up your stretching with some shoulder rolls here. Thanks so much for following along with me. Make sure to check out some of the other videos on my channel and have a great day. See you next time.